Blog Talk Radio.
Franchise interviews. From Easton, Pennsylvania to Sydney, Australia, you're listening to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews.
Today's great quote in franchising is being brought to you by
Franchise Teacher.
Would you like to know how to franchise your concept or grow your franchise business?
Meet the experts at Franchise Teacher.
The goal of Franchise Teacher is to teach, coach, consult, and advise. The team of experts at Franchise Teacher will evaluate your business model and present you with a winning business strategy.
Franchise Teacher will help you decide whether or not your concept works and if it's franchisable. Franchise Teacher is proud to have over 30 years of experience in franchising as both franchisees and franchisors.
Franchise Teacher are developers of over a dozen franchise systems, which include brick and mortar as well as home-based concepts of nearly 3,000 combined franchise locations.
Whether you need to add more units or get more customers, Franchise Teacher can help. We will teach.
Franchise Teacher will help you learn our proven system.
Coach.
Franchise Teacher will help you provide a game plan to succeed.
Consult.
Franchise Teacher will make sure you stay on track.
And advise.
Franchise Teacher will help you learn from our over 30 years of experience in franchising as both franchisees and franchisors. Take advantage of our free, no-obligation phone consultation. Simply go to franchiseteacher.com or call us at 561-385-3032.
That's franchiseteacher.com or call us at 561-385-3032.
Hi everyone, this is Marty McDermott, the president of Franchise Interviews, and welcome to another edition of Great Quotes in Franchising, where each podcast you get to hear a great quote in franchising. You know, we've been hosting Franchise Interviews many years now, and during that time we've had some incredible quotes on our show. One of the questions we frequently ask on our show is, what advice would you give to a listener in buying a franchise? And today's great quote in franchising comes from the founder of Creatif, Jaya Aiyar, and Creatif is the experiential art destination that looks to entertain, educate, and inspire. And Jaya gave some really great advice. She kind of starts off, she talks about a lot of different things, but one of the concepts is knowing your why. I think for someone who says, okay, I want to buy a franchise, but there's so much out there. From everything you've learned up to this point, what advice would you give to our listeners then in their quest to buy a franchise?
I think as a business, as someone who wants to start a business, the first thing that you have to identify is your why. Why are you wanting to do this?
Right.
And that's kind of what would drive the direction or the businesses then you want to look into. What is your passion? What are your goals as far as being a business owner? Of course, we want to make money and we want to fulfill our responsibilities and financial commitments. That's one part of it, but to do it on a day-to-day basis, there has to be something more than that you have to be connected to that idea, to that concept, and love to be in that environment. So those are some of the things that the person has to do as their homework. Now, next part, as you said, there are so many different options out there. And a lot of times people think that an established brand might provide them more support than an upcoming or an emerging franchise brand. But what I say is that's not what someone should look at. They should really look at, is this brand positioned for growth? Because you're not buying into it today. You're buying into it for the long term. So if the market's oversaturated, if you have too many of similar concepts that are competing with you, if there's no uniqueness to the business, then you're really not positioning yourself for growth. So those are some of the aspects that everybody should kind of seriously consider. It doesn't matter how many locations they have. Do they have the support system? What's unique about them? What are some of the business ideas? Would they kind of take feedback? So it's all of that that you need to kind of understand and evaluate when you determine what's the right fit for you.
So as the founder of the company, I guess I can ask you,
Franchise Interviews. From Easton, Pennsylvania to Sydney, Australia, you're listening to Franchise Interviews. Franchise Interviews.